through the wreckage. It's a safe, well, safe. It's a good place to do so. By character, I want Rika and Chaz to get to level 5. The other, I don't care at all. Rika and Chaz will be surviving. Oh, wow. What do I do? Okay. Let's just reset this. And I'll be trying to make adjustment to my controller. Okay, so to fire currently up. I want you and you. And you. And remove that. This should go better. 3, 2, 1, go. First rule of a marathon safe run: safety save. Alright. So sorry about the mishap. Things should go fairly better from now on. So for those who just joined us, because of course this is the first run of the day, nothing bad happened, nothing happened. The only drawback for Rika is that there is only one of her. True. Very true. Now imagine having 2 Rika. I'm not sure that I will need any other characters. There we go. Much better. All right. Can we just clone Rika for the future? That would be interesting. If we could. If we could. If we could. Bam, bam, bam. Dum, 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 dum. Right, so a little bit of story. Han here is the assistant professor to Professor Holt, which is one of those guys, which will be the guy that will be trying to rescue after having finished the basement. But he can defend himself, but Alice smells the profit here, and as such she asks money out of Han for him to follow us. So, like I was saying earlier, yes, I've asked Dine if he wanted me to comment, and he said yes. But there's also a possibility for me that he won't be available if the run gets scheduled otherwise. And if that's not the case, I will make sure to put your name into the comments, Lydia Rihanna, with your blessing, of course. Right. So what we have just witnessed is the only occasion where a boss can be safely run away from. The Iglanova is actually weak to stun status, and Earth is one of the rare abilities that is able to inflict stun upon an enemy. So we have abused this possibility to be able to run away from a fight. In any kind of fight, if all of the enemies are stunned or asleep, you are able to run away from it. Oh, come on. So now that we have finished the basement and have uncovered a very strange situation, we need to have a chat with Mr. Principal right here. All right. Alright, so now we have the information that after the outbreak was controlled, the principal admitted that it was because Professor Holt brought back specimen from Bird Valley, and that is why we are headed there, especially since they haven't heard from the investigation team for a while. Monsters in this area are not particularly threatening, but the main problem is it's a speed run. So of course we are running away from them, and slowly but surely we are getting under level from what we are supposed to be. Dun, dun. Hey, look, it's Professor Holt. He's been turned to stone. Whoops. Huge problem, especially if you are a professor into some kind of big academy. You cannot work very well when you are turned to stone. So Han asked us to help him find a cure, and we are getting 500 Mazita from him because of that. Nice money. Please don't. Thank you. Usually I don't really care that much about them, but since it's a marathon safe route, we'll be maintaining Chaz and Han as best as we can, so that... Oh, that was a mistake. There we go. Like I said earlier, the menus have the tendency of blinking. So sometimes you do an input and the games treat this as 2 or many more inputs, and that may be a problem. Alright. So, since Rune joined us, Rune is way over level compared to us, and as such, if he attacks, he is mostly assured to go before everyone else. So we'll be abusing his high levels, high technique level, well, high technique, given the level he is, and the fact that the monster will always attack after him, to grind quickly on the way to Tunaway Basement. We'll be using the Gross technique. Gross technique is a gravity AoE attack, meaning that it will hit any enemy on the screen, and since he's assured to go first, he will always one-shot any of the enemies that are here. So that will give us an advantage, because every fight will be resolved in one turn like this. Alright, we got Chaz to level 4, which is a good thing. At level 4, Chaz learned the Tsu technique. It's a laser technique attack. Yeah, he's able to shoot laser from his hand, because why not? It's okay. Sorry. So it's a key for what's coming up in the game, because we'll be using the macros a lot. The macros is a neat system where you indicate to the game what you want to do in a certain order, and after that, once you select a macro, the game then how can I say this? It set the turn order of everything, monster included, based on the order you give him. And if things goes accordingly, you might end up doing some combo attack, and that's what we are looking for. There's a neat combo that we'll do early in the game, which is now named the Tri-Blaster, which is comprised of Chaz 2, Alice Foy, and another party member, in this case Han. What? If we are able to get all those three in this order without being interrupted by a monster, it will do a Tri-Blaster attack, which is an AoE attack that deals a massive amount of damage. So Tolloway, we are here for the outline, but we also took the time to get a little bit of supplies. Those supplies will help us in the beginning of the game. The monomates are there for healing, and those are basically the equivalent of a good res from a character. We got some escape, which is an item that once used allows us to escape any dungeons, and telepipes. The telepipes is an item that allows us to be teleported from town to town. That will be very helpful. Yeah, now that I have adjusted my controller, I feel much better. Sorry about that. One of the many particularity about this game is that for the cutscenes, they have decided to adopt a very anime style, but it has aged rather well along with the soundtrack, so it's still very enjoyable, and even if by now the game is relatively simple to play. I say relatively because there's still a lot of technicality, good job Grizz, behind it, and a lot of details uncovered by many things. Right, so 1,000 Mesita from Han. I love having a teammate with deep pockets. There we go. Rapid shield, titanium mail, titanium helm, and we can go inside. Hello, detested hunter. Not the same thing. I hope you are having a great day today, and I hope that the remainder of your day goes as well or even better. How are you doing? They rob poor Han blind in this game. I kind of disagree. They did not rob the Han. Han was willing to part away from his money. Not the same thing. Apologies. Drop the beat. This soundtrack is a remaster, like many others, from the Phantasy Star 1 game. But alas, it's the only place where you will hear this one, so take a good ear. We get the sword, ceramic sword, and now we just need to head to the bottom of this place. If we are lucky, everybody will be alive by then. If we're not, well, it happens. Well, bye Grizz, bye Han. I spoke too fast. And oh, Chaz is still alive. Not. This happens more often than you may imagine, but this is not a very stressful situation now, because Alice is very strong with her 2 shields, and the mail that was updated. Uh-oh. Control, undo, and save. Now that's okay. Okay! So we get to meet Rika, the most valuable player of the game. Oh. Rika, combined with the AI that is named Seed right here, reveals to us that Matavia's climate is out of control because most of the facilities that are in charge of doing so are either controlled by evil people or completely berserk. So one of the theory is that Demi, the android who is in charge of maintaining Matavia's climate, is currently being held by the evil wizard Zio. Dun, 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 dun. And as such, we are now tasked to free her. Since we are good guys, why not? Saints decide to do auto-destruct because the facility is responsible for many monster outbreak, and as such, the only way Seed found to finish those outbreak was to destroy himself. Wait. There we go. Boy, attack, attack. What? Attack? There we go. Res. Boy. Attack. What? And attack. There we go. Now we equip the ceramic sword. And let's go. NMG. Hope you are having a great day so far, and I hope that the remainder of your day goes as well or even better. How are you doing? Yeah, I'm not taking a break from the Forge of Fiesta. I just want to do this as fast as possible. That way I will have some good submission video to be able to submit those games to a marathon. So safety save and entering the breakage. The breakage is an optional dungeon. The idea here is we are visiting this place to get a small equipment upgrade and a small grinding session from Rika. For Rika. Long week with a lot of work. Alright. So don't give up, man. Right, so we just got the ceramic shield. It's a nice shield to have and will be used through the speedrun a lot. And giving it to Rika may serve much more stronger to be able to resist enemy attack. So much grind to do in your Fiesta. Oh. Alright. So we are visiting this place to get equipment, but also to get Rika to a more decent level. Normally we avoid... Not fast enough. This is not a problem. Only a misadventure. Having more levels to Chads is always a benefit, but the focus will be mainly on Rika early on. So, as such, it's not a problem if he did not get experience through this on this fight. Usually as well we don't take those fights as the Tracer have a better damage output than the whistles and a bigger hit point pool. Because of that there is a tendency of fight dragging on. Of course they pay a little bit better, but it's all a matter of proportion. Right, and we get out. Alright, so back into Ido. Ido will be a main hub for a big part of the game, and this is the place where Chaz and Alice house is located. This is also the place where the Hunter Guild is located. The Hunter Guild is where you get all of the optional sub-quests through the game. And that is why it will be useful. Alright, so we just need to sell the ceramic knife. Ceramic helm. There we go. Next, we go visit the Hunter Guild to get the first optional subquest, the Sandworm. Alright, so now we'll be entering a passageway. The passageway is it is the only direct access through the mountain to Zeal's Fort. While doing so, we'll be battling those guys. The Meta Slugs are actually very strong, but they also give a good chunk of experience. We want to defeat a few of them to get Rika and Chaz to level 8. As you can see, level go up a little bit fast when fighting those guys. And as I was mentioning earlier, experience in this game is shared, not earned. What we are trying to do is get those guys, Rika and Chaz, to the appropriate level. Bye, Han. And as such, having a Grizzly Han dead is actually beneficial for us. It will allow us to be able to distribute experience better between our remaining character. Bye, Alice. The passageway is a very tricky place. Oops. As such, those kind of fight happens, and we really need Rika and Chaz to get to level 8. A lot of run has died early because of that. Come on, Alice. Come on, Rika, be deadly. Alice, be fast. Wow. Alice being out turn here is rather rare. Alright, so instead of doing this the hard way, we'll do this the stronger way. So you need to finish this. Come on, Chaz. Okay. This kind of things happen. We want Rika and Chaz to get to level 8 for the upcoming boss. It will be much more safer that way, and the passageway has been known to end a lot of run early, so that's not uncommon. And those kind of encounters with many spears in a row is not uncommon as well. So normally you can also attempt to let's hope that Alice goes fast or not. This is fine. You will use wood cane, defend. Yeah, that will do. Double slash and cross cut. All right. There we go. So the grinding is done. Let's just save outside and go to Cattery, our next objective. So we heal, and instead of continuing the main game, we'll be going to Mile to finish. Wait a second. Order Grills Alice, Chaz Rika Han, and Telepipe to Mile to finish the first sub-quest very early, the Sandworm. So I won't be commenting through the Sandworm fight because I need to count damage. You will 2, you will Saner, and you will what? We want him not to hit Han early. 4, 11, 12. Nope. $19, $20, $25 approximately. All right. Iris. 37, 38 mostly. Okay. 51, 53. Uh, 65. 77, 79. 81, 83. 87. 95. 97, 99, 1 and 6, 1, 8, 11. Come on, you can take the others now. Okay, so we'll be stopping doing damage because there's a decent chance by Han. By Chaz. Alright. And now we try to finish this. There we go. So as I have mentioned earlier, experience in this game is not earned, it is shared. So Rika has reaped all of the reward from the Sandworm, and that is given objective because we want her to be our powerhouse through the game, especially in the early game. Alright, Zeus Fort. So if you approach the center area, there is a barrier that is uncrossable, if that's a good word. So we need to find a solution for that. But for now, our objective is also to find Demi. Demi is located at the top of this dungeon, and we'll be going there as fast as we can. Put that in quote because sometimes the game decides not to be cooperative. Bum 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 ba-dum bum bum. Dum dum dum. Oh, that's funny. That's funny because usually you get a lot of encounter on this floor, especially since it's a rather long floor, but we had a good walk. Only 2 with surprise attack. That's great. Bum 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 bum. Laser clap. And we get to meet Juza. Juza is another boss. Wait a second. Remove the ceramic mail. Rika equip the ceramic mail. Order Gris Shaz on Rika Alice. Juza is blocking the way to the top, and we need to defeat him to be able to get to the top. Okay. Ow. We want Juza to do as many foil attack as possible because Rika is very strong against foil attacks. So, and like we stated earlier, we'll be giving a lot of emphasis on Rika. That way she will grow very strong early, and as such she will be very valuable to the early game bosses. Dum 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 dum. Whoops. Nice crit by Rika. Uh-oh. Made a mistake that could have cost me a lot. Defending on Juza does not give a lot of advantage. And we want to be well done. So, by well done, I mean ceramic shield over the saber clog, rapid suit, the ceramic mail, hunting knife over the leather shield, and remove everything from Alice. By well done, I mean having many foil attack on Rika is helpful since she's very strong against fire technique. Always. All right, we found the meat. Everything goes well. Uh-oh. Who's this guy? A guy in black with an ominous aura? I'm pretty sure it must be only some kind of angsty emo teenager. Ain't it? Hello, the Captain. Hope you are having a great day so far, and I hope that the remainder of your day goes as well, or even better. How are you doing? So yeah, you can try to do everything you want, but at this point we are very much no match for Zeo. Anything that will do in terms of physical damage will do only 1 damage, and magical technique or skills will also either do no damage or nothing. So Zeo tried to kill Chaz, and Alice got in the way. This is sad. We need to find a solution for that, and the suggestion is to go and find a rune who's in the far east. So that's what we'll be doing in a few minutes. Oh, and to answer to your question, G Live, even if I strip Han of all his gear and try to sell it, his gear is very low level. The chances are very low that we will be able to get enough money from it to be able to pay for the stuff we need. So making a trip back to Termi is fairly normal. Right. So to get to Rune, we will need to cross a lot of quicksands, and the me suggests that one of the best way to do so is to get the Land Rover. The Land Rover is the first vehicle we'll get, which is able to cross quicksand. So that's a good thing. That's a good interrogation you have. If I have extra money, I'll be happy to get everything on one occasion, but I'm fairly sure that it won't be the case, and I'm okay with it. So our first destination is there, Monson. That's not a required stop, but we will be using it later on for another sub-quest. But our true destination is the city of Termi, which is located right here through the south. There we go. Once we get to Termi, we make a visit for the weapon shop because there is a lot of very neat item here, and we'll be making a cleanup in our inventory. Basically, we sell anything that is not useful. Useful being determined by if it's the wood cane, healing item, or the leather shield. Everything else can go. There we go. Now we buy 1 Psy Crown and 2 Psy Shields. If I had the money, I will very much be happy to buy more, but that's not the case. The Psy Crown for Rika, telepipe out of Termi. And we use the Land Rover to get to the Ladia Tower, where we will do safety save before entering. The Ladia Tower. Body Grizz, that's perfectly fine. Even if other characters were to fall at this point, it would be fine as well, because Demi has a skill which is named Magic Power, and the skill is able to, oh please, to revive a dead character. Also, since it's Grizz, we are perfectly fine with the idea of him being dead. Ooh. Mr. Nice Guys number 2. The same Brune as we met before, but this time around He's joining us permanently. Rune, Yugen, Rika, Disrupt. There we go. State order, Grizz, Demi, Rune, Rika, Chaz. Equip Rune with the Psy Shield. And we continue. So what we have just done is transform Rune into a tanking machine. As you can see, he takes very little damage from a physical or magical attack. So that will be true for a good chunk of the speedrun. Yeah, Decapant, that's something that I want to submit. It's not done yet, but I have hopes to be able to play this game through marathon. There we go. Too many hunts. Dun. So yeah, now the idea is to get to the top of the Ladia Tower, where we will be fighting a boss to get our hand on the only weapon that is able to nullify enemy boost, the Psycho one. As such, right now we have Rika, who's extremely strong, Rune, who's strong, and Chaz, who is weak. So our hope is that Chaz will be able to survive the boss and get additional experience point to get a few levels fast. Ow. Barrier, Jiwata, Stainer, and Crosscut. Right, the barrier skill possessed by the cyborg is a very neat skill. It is the only skill known to be able to reduce magical damage by the enemies. That is why it's very useful. D-Ben and Tsu. That's okay. We want Demi to not survive this battle. Still okay. Bam bam bum bum bam bam bum bum. Less okay. There we go. So now Chaz will be shifting on defense. If he's able to defend before the boss act, it will reduce the damage he takes. The other two are very much able to survive the boss onslaught. Okay, that is weird. Oh no. Long face, sad song. What's happening now? A moment of silence for our fallen comrade. All right. Before we head through the old basement, we need to go back here to make an equipment update for Rika. We need to buy her a Psy Shield, which will be very good against magical defense, magical attack. So as such, it's a very important part of equipment you need to have. Like I said earlier, barrier preventing us from entering, except now we have the Psycho one. The only weapon that is able to nullify barrier and defenses. Now, I need to do some macros to prepare for the upcoming battle we'll have. G4, Saner, and Cross. No, I said Crosscut. There we go. Rika, G-Res, G4, 2. Rika, double slash. Rune, G4. No. 2. There we go. Now we are ready. Let's go. So, through nervous, our objective is to get to the command control room. Control room, whatever. And for doing so, we will run away from pretty much any battle. We may take a few battles on the way there, but that is not required. Because at this point, we have our two very strong characters, Rune and Rika, and they will be the only one who will probably survive, the next boss battle. Oh no, Demi is dead. Are we defeated? Nope. Demi being an android, she will always revive after a battle with 1 hit point, and she will slowly but surely regenerate for each step that she takes. Bum 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 bum. We want to avoid this guy. He's rather strong, big hit point pool with a lot of flashy techniques and skill, so that's not a good idea. Alright, so are we in a dire situation? Nope. Because we still have Demi, and Demi is able to bring back our character, so this is perfectly fine. As long as we still have one character alive by the end of the battle, nothing is really a problem in this dungeon. Rune is basically invisible into this ward. Yeah, he's very strong. Alright, so made it to the command room. We just need to restore our characters. And we don't care about Grizz. As long as he's alive to brandish the Psycho Wand, he can go wherever you please after that. Alright! Now we can do damage to Zeo. So let's go! And his Black Wave will be less dangerous. Alright, so Wood Cane, Jifoy, D-Band, and Crosscut. Shift yourself and 2. Uh-oh. Please don't. Okay. So we'll be alternating between those two macros. The idea here is that Rika will be our main healer and will do DPS whenever she is above 95 hit point approximately. While Rune concentrate of slowly but surely grinding down Zeo's hit point. Zeo has 2 single attacks that are particularly nasty. The Black Wave is one, and from time to time you might see also some kind of red physical cylinder that he may do. This one, it's particularly strong, so we will heal each time he does so. Wow. Not many OEs today. Only one Jirez remaining. After that we'll have to switch to items. This is still fine. All right. Switching Rika to defensive is actually very useful, usually. But looks like it was not required. So we have defeated the Black Wizard and everything will go well. Or does it? Dun 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 dun. Looks like it's not over yet. Heck you, Zeo. Hello, Silver Hedgehog. Hope you are having a great day so far. And I hope that the remainder of your day goes as well, or even better. How are you doing? Ah, it's good to read that. Right. So now Demi has informed us that the situation has evolved, and in fact it was not the control center into Motavia which were the problem, but rather Zealand, who's the satellite around the Algo solar system, which was giving wrong order to the climate control. Hello Racco, hope you are having a great day so far, and I hope that the remainder of your day goes as well or even better. How are you doing? Alright, so now we meet Ren. Ren is nicknamed the maker of or breaker of Ren because he's the second cyborg to possess the barrier skill, which will be instrumental to a lot of bosses through the run. And as such, we want him to go very fast to using it, which is not always the case. Ren attack, Rune does Grok. There we go. Nope. Rune, Ewan, Blair, Chad 2, and Rika attack. Now update our equipment: Plasma Claw and Ceramic Shield. Chad's equipped the 2 shields. Oh, 2 shields. Why are we doing so? It's because we need a chance to gain a few levels quickly. While we will be trying to reach Quran, which is a satellite that is giving power to the land, we will try to get Chaz to level 17, at which point he will learn the Gitu spell, which is very good against the upcoming boss battle. Alright, so our ship has been sabotaged and we make a crash landing on Desolate just in time to meet the true space pope of the galaxy, the best cleric you will ever find in any RPG, Raja. Raja is the archetype of a priest. As such, he has extremely good healing techniques and skill, but rather poor offensive ability. So, for the short time being, we will use him a lot, but since he will not be a permanent party member, we don't want him to get experience, or not a lot, rather. So, since our ship has been sabotaged, now we'll be trying to find a new one, and that's the little quest we have on Desolus. Land Rover, boom. One of the things that this game teaches us is if you need to look for information, go at the places where information flow. It was true earlier with Grandfather Darwin, and it's true once again with this guy. Wait, room? Silver circlet. Now that's better. Ryoka to Ruya. So yeah, we put Raja in the front because, like I said earlier, we don't want him to get as much experience as possible. If he can get none, that's all for the better. Alright, so we got a clue here telling us that there may be a spaceship located deep beneath the tomb, and that is why we are venturing here. Hey, look! It's a spaceship. And we found a spaceport as well. How convenient! So we can go to Current, right? Well, not right now. We'll be doing another subquest at this moment to get Chaz and the remaining party member a good chunk of experience point. Ido. So first of all, we need to go back to Ido, to the Hunters Guild, where we will redeem our Sandworm subquest and taking another subquest, the Fisher of Fear. Alright, so the first task we have is to chat with a lady here who will tell us that her son is missing. He probably fell into a hole and she would like us to investigate the place. Right, so let's do so, lady. Safety save and entering the hole. Hello, Tekenu. Hope you are having a great day so far, and I hope that the remainder of your day goes as well. Or even better, how are you doing? Oh, big ooze. Blessing, Flare, Jiwata, Signer, and Defense. The objective here is to get Blessing up as fast as possible. If Raja is able... There we go, that's good. You will throw in a miracle. And soup, there we go. Why did I do the miracle? Only to get healing faster to Ram. We'll be doing this macro in another round, and after that we will be forcing Raja to perish. There we go. The idea here is we don't want Raja to get any experience. Everybody received a good 15,000 points, I think, which is very much appreciated at this point in the game. Now we equip the pulse laser and we get out. Now is a good time to go to the satellite Huron, but before doing so we will be stepping on those healing pads. They are very conveniently placed and very much appreciated. Right, so we'll be entering Huron satellite with Chaz at level 15. At level 15, he is in good position to do damage, but we want him to be level 17 before fighting Dark Force. Uh-oh. Wrong menu. Right, so if you want to get a skill upgrade, once we get at the end of the corridor for Ren, you have to take up. You have to go up instead of going down. Right here, you will get the high jammer. I'm saying this because there's a possibility we might be doing so. Oh, this is fine. All right. Bam, bam, bam. Now, the character that we need to remain alive at this point and through a lot of the dungeons in this game is Rune. Rune is able to revive dead character with his revive technique, and we very much want him to remain alive. If he dies early, there's a way to bring back dead character, but it will be tricky, and it uses item which we want to keep as long as possible. And there are also very few of them early in the game. Dum 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 dum. Ah. Okay, that's here. And we got the napalm shot. The napalm shot is a very strong weapon for Ren that we'll use a little bit later to be able to do grinding more efficiently. Right, so before going down this elevator, we'll be getting Chaz to level 17. In speedrun setting, it's not unusual with this route to go and fight Dark Force with Chaz under level 17. That's not necessarily a problem. It's only that we will have to depend on Tsu instead of Gitu. And oh, there we go. As such, we will do less damage, but that is still manageable. Alright, so we need to reaver Raja. Raja will then do SAR twice to make sure everybody is healed to full. We need to remove this and that from Rune, equip the Psy Shield, Circlet, and Friend Mantle. The Psy Circlet, which will be better. Now, order. Chaz, Ren, Rune, Rika, Raja. And lastly, we do a macro, which would be useful if the worst is to come. There we go. And let's go. Since we have everybody, we have 7 rounds of unbridled aggression. Not one less, not one more. G2, barrier, Jiwat, D-ban, and blessing. Why did I do D-ban? Whoops. Round number 1. Flare, Planer, and Star. Round number 2. Round number 3. Round number 4. Round number 5. Round number 6. And round number 7. You may have noticed that I'm not healing everybody. It's because we want Chaz and Ren to be the survivor of this fight. As such, if the other perish, this is fine. Defense, defense, Jiwat, double slash, and attack shot to make sure that everybody has their TP pool up. Okay, buy room. Defend, defend, use this, and use that. And now we wait. We want Dark Force to be a bro and get rid of everybody who's not blonde or a cyborg. There we go. And now we finish the fight. Bum 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 dun dun. It's like I knew what I was doing, and that's very true. Alright, so power is now restored to Zealand, which will be able to set every abnormal climate back to working conditions. Uh-oh, seems like it's not working. We are close to the forever grind, but not there yet. There's still a few steps we need to do before going there. Bam, 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 bam. So looks like there's still a problem on Desalis. We need to go there to adjust the situation. Wait. Remove everything from Raja, equip the Psy Shield and the Psy Circlet, and get out of the satellite. So we'll be heading to Desalis. also known as cutscene planet or grinding planet, because other than that there's not many stuff going on. And now we have the Icegear, a nice vehicle, the strongest in the game, and it's also the only vehicle able to pass through huge ice block like this. Usually we don't take many fights with the vehicle, we have a tendency of running away, but on this planet the problem is there are a few fights that may be threatening. 3 LW Admire or 4 sensor bit may be dangerous for our vehicles, so rather than running away we will take those fights. Bam, dum, down, down. Now you may need to know that we have SP on the vehicle. That's an important part of the vehicle. It gets replenished between each fight, but if for any reason the SP pool falls to 0, the vehicle explodes with us in it, so it's an instant death. And I lost 2 runs because of that, so you need to be careful after that. Will we see Raja's superpower? Yes, check it out. He's able to pass through walls. Also falling sick, but that's another topic. So, Rune is able to determine that the black energy wave is doing a lot of problems here. That means Zio is still alive. Or is he? Icegear. So we hear about a girl that is headed to the Garabek Tower. That's a problem because nobody can enter it. Yep. So we're on our way to rescue her. Dun dun dun. So this battle cannot be won, okay? You cannot win against those, as they will always grow back and come after you. So you need to run away or game over, but I feel that running away is a better choice. And now we get Kira. Kira is second best in many categories, and that is why we will be using her extensively through the run. She has great healing technique, she has good agility, and she has good magical attacking techniques and skills. The only place where she is lacking is offense, physical offense, but that is not something we will require out of her, so this is fine. Alright. So, this is a very special temple, and since it's a temple, we need to apply the first good rule of a JRPG. If a temple is visited for the first time, look for a treasury, because there's a very good chance you will get good gear to upgrade your stuff, and it won't be guarded. We need to steal everything from a temple. Oh, we're baddies. Pim, pim, pim. Alright, so time for the first revelation of the game. The fact that Rune is not in fact Rune, but a wizard from a century, from a millennia ago. Oh my god. By a millennia ago, what I'm meaning is one of the protagonists of the first Fantasy Star 4, Lutz, has filled his memory and knowledge in a ball, and every once in a while a chosen one may appear who's able to get this memory, and as such he is now dedicated to healing the stuff that are happening on the Algo solar system. Rika Jazz, equip the reflector robe, and macro time. Jigra, rain attack. Here we go, macro H, Rika, disrupt attack, Kira, Lily, rune, Lily attack, macro G, Jigra, Chaz, air slash, rain attack, Kira will do Gura, and Rika attack. There we go, macro F, rune, Yuan, Kira, G4 attack. Nope. Flare. There we go. Real to knees. And let's go visit the W's temple. Alright, so hey, another temple. First rule of a good JRPG. Dum 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 dum. And it's faster to simply teleport back to our location. Pium, 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 pium. Oh no. We were coming to borrow the Eclipse Torch, and looks like we won't be able to do so. I tell you, this kind of things happen each time, each single time. This is so infuriating. Alright, so guess we'll have to chase them through the galaxy, but before doing that we'll be making a quick stop here to upgrade our armor for Rika and Chaz. Down, 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 down. Alright, need to sell stuff. Here we're okay, we keep the Sonic Sword. Plasma rifle can go. That can go. Silver rod, we keep the napalm shot. We sell a soldier. Silver mantle, we keep the Laco rod. That's it. There we go. So, Rika and Chaz equip the Reflect Mail and the Sonic Sword. Next, we'll go get some Trimates. Trimates are very efficient because they are able to heal a character as if he was using the strongest res or res spell. There we go. Ryuka to Jute. And since we are here upgrading our Equipment, let's go to the weapon plant. This is an optional dungeon here. We will be getting a few repair kits. Repair kits are invaluable as they are the only items that can bring back a cyborg to life into a battle. So in that, they are very good. Also, we'll be getting armor upgrade for Ren and a little bit of experience at the same time. Now, if you want to get the burst rocket, which is another skill available for Ren, instead of going left, you're going right. It's as simple as that. Bum, 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 bum. Please don't kill Chaz, thank you. Alright, so skill midis. Midis is a very neat skill, as it is a magical healing ability, and as such, it's one of the only skills that are able to heal both cyborg and humans alike. It's also like a boosted Jerez, so it's very useful. Pim pim pim, brr, bum, pim pim pim. Ouch! Okay, so room is already out of TP. Need to be careful. Ooh, those guys are threatening because of that. Mortar Cannon is an AoE physical that does a lot of damage to our party. But the Silver Servant are also a very worthy battle. They pay a lot. All right. We are looking for 11,000. Yeah, 11,000 Mazita. Once we have this threshold, we'll be going out and getting into the next dungeon. Alright, so equip health gear, take off the reflect roll, next Innis. We got Zosa. Where we sell discernment gear, spaced armor, and the reflector robe, and we get Phanta robe and the flame sword. Alright, so equip Kira with the Phanta robe. Next, we got to Tyler. Healing, and after that we'll go to Zosa. Usually they will do climate control. I will have to do things differently. In my notes, climate control is if it is unlocked. Wait a second. Ah, yeah. Okay. It's because in the climate control there is a weapon that we'll be using for Ren. This is why we're not doing the climate control as much as farming a little bit. Alright, flare. You will Jiwata, Saner, and attack. Midis, you will deban and attack. You may recognize this guy. It's basically the same as on the top of the Lydia Tower. Ewan, Flyly. Oh, D-Ben wanted to do a double slash with Rika. Medicine room. just need to search my way around here because I'm not used to doing this. Left and down to chest. Wait a second. Okay. Please leave chat alone. Thank you very much. Dun, 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 dun. You know, guys, I put Kira in the front with no equipment whatsoever. The reason is, if you want to take her anytime, you can. This will be perfectly fine. If she gets additional experience, this is fine as well. But that is not what we want to. Bing, bing, bing. So, we are looking for nothing else in this dungeon. The only reason why we are going through here is in the case the climate control is actually unlocked, and because we want to get Chaz to level 23. Wow, what a good dodge there. This is perfectly fine. Bum, bum. Oh boy. Okay, this was much more easier than I remember it is. Ah, yeah, probably because I'm thinking about the Valhalla place. What's in there? Okay. Be selling that. Hello MTI, hope you are having a great day so far, and I hope that the remainder of your day goes as well. Or even better, how are you doing? Doing okay so far. Nice, 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 nice. All right, I think that's it. There we go. Venus. Ooh. Too many items. There we go. Now this should be better. Napalm shot, and we want Rika to equip the plasma field and the reflex shield. Now we go to Zosa, and now we do macro A as well. And flame sword, where it is. There we go. Room, Flyly, Ice Digger, No need. Safety save before going in here. And there we go. Now, this will be the longest part of the game. We'll be grinding here to get Rune to level 26 and Rika to level a little bit above 31. Alright, need to discard something because we'll soon getting a Stardew, and the Stardew is much more valuable than the Trimate. So what we are doing here, first of all, we need to get the Silver Tusk. It is the best item for Rika, the best weapon for Rika, not the strongest in terms of attack power, but it also has the Celestial ability, and the Celestial is extremely good since a lot of the enemies, including bosses, are actually weak to Celestial element. Ah. Alright, so we get out. We can re-equip our stuff on the Fallen Comrade. Silver Crown, Side Shield, Fender Robe, Jazz, equip the Silver Helm, and Reflect Mail. We save and we go back in, and now is the longest part. We grind. So if you have anything to say, want to chat, or remove me of my misery, please feel free to do so. Bye, Jazz. Still drinking coffee and waking up. Well, you see, that's actually very interesting because first of all, coffee is good, and second, that makes for a great morning. Nice. Now that Rune is level 26, we can do the same thing that we did with the other two, and which is say goodbye to Rune. Right. This is the hashtag grind. We need to get Rika to level 31 and then above that to make sure that both Rika and Ren will be able to outturn most of the bosses even without saying her. So Rika is 28. 3 more levels and then some. Dum 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 dum. We do so to remove a lot of the risk associated with boss fight. Many of the bosses ahead have techniques and spells that can effectively kill our party rather fast. Hello Ocean, hope you are having a great day so far, and I hope that the remainder of your day goes as well or even better. How are you doing? Always hated the moon because their attacks are so slow. Yes, that's the truth. Not necessarily money, XP more. We want Rika to get to level 31 and Ren to follow as well. The reason is that once she gets to level 31, she will have much more strength and speed and will be able to resist far easily to bosses and after them. The other reason is that once this grind is done through the rest of the game, it will be easier for her to learn useful techniques such as the Nazar technique, for example, or other skills which will help us a lot. Yes and no. The burst rocket is actually a great thing to think about, since we are not we are doing a strict marathon run right now. What I mean by that is I will strictly stick to some objective because for the upcoming marathons, if there are fundraisers to be held, I will use those secondary objectives, for example the climate control or the burst rocket or so on, as incentive that can be reached and which may be able to help our party. So strictly speaking, I'm doing the bare minimum in a marathon to survive, but that is not to say we will never get those skill upgrades. Level 30. This is actually going faster than I thought it would. Still not extremely fast though, but we take what we have. It's considered a physical. Ooh, interesting. I did not know that. Right, because the Guardian are probably very strong anyway against any kind of physical attack. And oh, that makes a lot of sense. Pew, 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 pew. Now there are places where it is a better place to grind. For example, I consider myself that the weapon plant is actually a better place to grind, as the experience curve can be much more rewarding through the weapon plant. But the problem is it is also very resource heavy in terms of skill, techniques, and so on. While being here, we are almost immune to a lot of those attacks, and all of the enemies are very weak to fire. And since we are using both the napalm shot and 31, the flame sword, that removes a lot of techniques and skill to be used. Alright, so we'll have to count approximately 10,000. So 35. I haven't seen just how much experience we got from this fight, so we'll have to guesstimate. Ooh. One more fight. There we go. That's enough. Dun, 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 dun. 10,000 XP in the air. Oh, wrong turn here. Where am I? I could also have used the inn here. All right. State order, Ren, Kira, Rune, Rikachas, and now update. 2 Psy Shields, Reflector Robe, and the Psy Circlet. Rika equip the Plasma Claw and Silver Tusk. Chaz remove his sword, that is done. Kira equip the Reflect Shield, and Ren the Pulse Vulcan. There we go. Now Ryuka to Jude. Oh, I see. Dum, 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 dum. We sell a bit of stuff, namely the napalm shot. Just need to find it. Napalm shot, there we go. The pulse laser. The compo armor that I got earlier. And the ceramic shield, which will be useless. The mail as well. There we go. Now we buy the Leiko sword. Chaz equip the sword. Next macro. Gra. Double slash. Flare. And macro B. You win. Flare. There we go. Ah, wait. Much better. And now we can resume with the game. Quick healing. Safety save. And enter the air castle. Bum, bum, bum. The air castle, one of the, if not the longest dungeon in the game. Our objective here is to get two bosses, the triplets and Lashik. So first of all, we'll be headed to the top of the air castle to defeat the triplets who are guarding the entrance to the basement. Once that is done, will be able to enter the basement and have a chat with Lashik himself. Rune. My rule of thumb is to heal anybody who is under 100 hit point, because most of the enemies that we encounter here has a tendency of being able to kill or hurt badly any character at this point. So that's why we do this. Well, forever grind. It did not took as long as I thought it would. So uh-oh. So yeah, what happened is that the Frost Saber has a script in which it will counter with air slash if their hit points are reduced to 15% or below. They will they will, it will have a greater chance of do so. Okay, let's do it that way. So the idea is to either attack all before them so that we kill them quickly, or after them so that they have used their attack on anybody else and it reduces the chance of us getting air slashed. But we are not immune to that, especially since Rune is faster now with his levels. Now, normally when you enter this place, you have 3 objectives. Yeah, 330, 340 maybe, we'll see. But that's pretty much the time estimate I want to put. So with this dungeon, we have three sub-objectives normally. We want to get Rika to level 28 by the time we reach the bottom of this dungeon. Of course, right now this objective has been vastly reached. We also need room to get at least to level 25, because at this point it will learn the Nefoi technique, which is the strongest fire elemental technique. But then again, that's another objective that he has already reached, so we can cross that as well. And the third sub-objective is to get Kira to level 29. Given the current circumstances, that will probably be the case, and it's perfectly fine. But in a regular speedrun, it's a maybe. If we get her to level 29, that's good, because she learns the Warla skill, which is the defense boost spell that is stronger than the Deben technique. And as such, it's very great against Lashiek, because it basically spares at least one round of healing. So it's very useful. We want to keep our disrupt for the triplet, so that's why I choose this time around not to fight the ghost. Lashiek laser against all. You mean the Thunder Blast, probably? No, not the Thunder Blast. Thunder Blast is the skill used by the triplet. My mistake. I mean the Thunder Halberd. Having any kind of defensive buff, yes, Deben or Warla will help defend against the Thunder Halberd, but Warla is much more potent than Deben can be, so that's why we want to have a Warla instead. Alright, so we have reached the top of the air castle. We need to equip Rika with the plasma field. That is extremely important. State, and let's go. Triplet. The triplet is not very strong against us, but they can be tricky, so that's why we did all of the preparation. We need to have barrier set up, and after that only do AoE attacks like this. It will trigger their script, and they will counter with Thunder Blast. Shift yourself, air slash. Yes, Washington barrier will be strong against another gate. Wow. There we go. And now we finish the fight with Rika. There we go. Genesis Cloud over the plasma field. Kira equip this over there. And we step on the healing pad. Heinous. And now that the triplets are gone, the way to the basement is open. Ah, true. I remember spending a lot of time into the air castle. Wow. Alright, so we'll be seeing a different enemy combination through the basement. Notably, we will be seeing a lot of Chaos Sorcerer. The Chaos Sorcerer are a rather nasty opponent. They have a lot of AoEs, they can do a lot of damage, but they also can drop Moon Dews, which is one of the rare items that are able to revive a dead character. So that's why it's always a tempting situation to do those battles. Oh, I should have gone with Macro G. Then again, that worked. And Kira is level 29. Usually in speedrun, we would say that we had too many enemies to fight. Because that's usually what happens. If you can get Kira to level 29 before Lashek, it's because you had a lot of fight, which means most of the time a rather slow air castle. Ah, run failure. That's another thing. A lot of those enemies are beginning to have very good agility and speed, and as such they will stop us most of the time from running away. So rather than having many run failure, taking a lot of those fights will be useful. Ba bum 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 ba. Right, so we get Chaz to level 25, at which point he will also learn the Reaver technique. What this make is remove a lot of pressure on Rune, because Rune is the only character that is able to reaver dead and dead characters. Now there are two, so if Rune dies, that's much less of a problem. The trick in this basement is rather simple. As long as you go down, you go counterclockwise, and as long as you go up, you go clockwise. If you respect that idea, you will always follow the good route. I don't know, I've never played Phantasy Star 2, but that might be a good point. That's probably a very good point. Alright, so let's heal. Chaz will equip the Flame Sword, and now we do some macro. Flare. Double slash. Crosscut. Nefoy and Yuan. Ren uses the Psycho Wand. Repeat for everybody else. Nefoy, Yun. Macro C is Rika Ealing. Another slash, Nefoy, and crosscut. There we go. Now we just need the ghost to be cooperative. Good ghost. We solved the napalm shot, so I could not use it, even if I wanted to. Alright, Lashek. Lashek is one main boss, has access to a whole array of AoE's attack, so we need to be careful. We need to have both barrier and Warla up. Nefoy, nope. Saner and Gitu for starter. Barrier up, so another gate is neutralized. Come on, Kira. Oh, that's great. Bonus round. Flare. Human, Nefoy. You will shift Chaz and the crosscut. And now we macro. That will happen a lot. The macro are basically a kind of setup, so you have a scenario for everything. Oh yeah, bonus round. Pretty rare to have Rika do a double slash against Lashik. Ding, damn, down. Wow. Okay, this is really weird. Lashek being a bro there. With a bit of luck, he may... Reinforce, probably that will kill him through the reinforced turn. Lashek was extremely generous here. Oh, way less scary. Totally. Alright, so equip the Lake Sword, State, and Macro time. Weka attack. Flare. Nope. Flare. Chaz attack. Defend and defend. Bren uses the Eclipse Torch. Ewan. Gifoy. Disrupt and Air Slash. Bren Barrier. Chaz Burrows. Rika attack. Rune. Beam. And Kira will do res. That's good. Now Ryukatamis. To be honest, I'm still thinking about it. I don't think that I will, because I'm not too confident into the other scenario. Those are not very hard scenarios, to be honest, but Then again, I prefer to stick to the recipe that I know. So not to say that in the future I might let people choose between X and Y, but right now there are already 3 ways of doing incentives, so this is perfectly fine. Right, so if Final Fantasy V has its meat castle, Phantasy Star 4 has its meat tower. Sometimes Garbage Tower is even nicknamed Garbage Tower, and there's a reason for that. This place has a very high encounter rate. As such, it's not unusual to lose a lot of TP or skills through this dungeon. And to lose a lot of time. Bros will be useful if we encounter triplet clones. So we might use it. Come on. Hello, Janzaruzi. I hope you are having a great day so far, and I hope that the remainder of your day goes as well or even better. How are you doing? The Death Bearer are only appearing on right row, so we really hope not to cross any right now. You're talking about the Dark Maraude, which is the little brother of those. Big nice looking dude that has shift. Yeah. One of the funny things in this game is that if you encounter centaurs like we just did, you can always run away as they have low speed. And this is something really funny because you always expect a centaur to be fast, but that's not always the case. So yeah, I did let a little go out. The reason is that encountering 1 Chaos Sorcerer is manageable. 3, whoops, those guys can throw a lot of AoEs that can hurt us really bad. For example, if the 3 of them decides to throw 3 Tendril, which is a lightning AoE attack, they will kill almost all of my party. So we don't want that, and that's why we are running away. And if we encounter 3 of them, we'll be using a macro E to try and survive this. Bing bum 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 bum. Apologies. A lot of centaurs today. Nice. Oh, good. This went well. Alright, so this floor can be really dangerous. It is the longest walk in this dungeon, and of course, like we said earlier, there's a lot of enemies that can hurt us pretty badly. Rika is equipped with the Genocide Claw. Genocide Claw is a claw that is able to do instant death. It's not automatic though. it's something that goes for, I think, 33% of the time or something alike. And as such, we really appreciate when she's able to use it. All right, let's finish this. In a regular, there we go. In a regular speed run of this game, I would do what I call the Sailor run. Sailor run is basically a little bit of the same setting. You use barrier, but you defend with almost everything else, and you hope that Rika is actually fast enough to be able to run away. Okay, so those guys really want to die. Let's oblige them. Let's try running away. Two of them is a little bit less threatening. There we go. Alright, so I'll show you what I mean by Sailor run. Barrier, you will medicine room, defense, Sailor, and defense. So now we are extremely high in terms of agility, way higher than those. What this means is that on the next occasion we'll run away and those guys will never be able to catch us. Ah, the little juicers. Ow. Please don't. Ow, ow. Bonus try, mate. Why not? Use on you. We're nearly done with the Garrick Tower. Just need to grab the Stardew, which is one of the best items in the game. Bum, 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 bum. Right around the corner. Oh boy, what is that? State. Now we equip the power shield, leather shield, and the Lako sword. That way the power shield is now at the top of our inventory. Recover, Chaz, crosscut, double slash, rune, you know what? And you win. There we go. Kira, Midis, flare, rune, the foy, double slash attack, yeah. Ren do barrier. Kira use a repair kit in case something very wrong happen. Saner, Tendel, and Power Shield. There we go. Charles, a River, Run, use a Primate. A River, Primate, Giveaway, Double Slash, and the Cross Cut. And that's it. Let's go. Let's go, everybody. Claps your hand. Oh, sorry. Got carried away. Oh, fairly sure that I forgot to heal Chaz here. Alright, so Macro E. This is fine. Alright, recover, use a Stardew, Nafoy, you will use Power Shield and Gibberish yourself. Nice! We want as many single attack as possible. This is considered basically a free turn. Dun, 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 dun. Also, every time that Rika attacks is a great bonus because, wow, this guy is really, this game is really friendly today. Lots of possession on Ren. That's an absolute best scenario because most of the time it will always fail since Ren is immune to instant death and paralyzes skills. Bonus round. That's a good question, Roshan. I could not answer to that, to be honest. Crosscut is actually more efficient. I think it's because Ray Blade is considered a magical skill, but I'm not sure about this. Ah, okay. Also, if our sparks arrive, he may die. Neato. Alright, this fight went extremely well. All right, Ocean. Thank you very much for passing by. Have a good day today. Dum 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 dum. Okay. Interesting then. Luckily. Hey. Alright. Room does Jigra. Now there will be a little bit of improvisation because that's a part that I studied, but I forgot which macro to use when. So there may be a little bit of testing and seeing how it goes. Run, spark, cross cut, a double slash, and defend. Alright, so let's go back to Nadia. And now hydrofoil and go east. Level are not yet good for Dark Force 3. That's why we are making a detour. Now, if we add all run upgrade, instead of doing just a little grind, we will effectively complete this dungeon with set. Alright, finish this with leg go. 4 Chaz, Rimpa on Rika, Dress. Okay. So, the Valhalla Fortress, that is an optional dungeon. The problem is that most of the enemies there are very strong. So we need to heal between each battle to make sure that we survive for the next one. Oh. Ow. Ah, bye, Rune. Luckily, we have Chaz that is able to revert back. All right, those guys. What we are trying is get approximately 40k in terms of experience, 40,000 points, which is another caution that will help us pass through the rest of the game. Bam, 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 bam. That's not exactly what I wanted to do, but no matter, this is as efficient. G-Res on room. Because we G-Res on room, baby. Down. Wow, we encounter a lot of those guys. Bye, room. And we're all out of air slash as well, so G-Res on room. Let's get out, save, and go back. Probably one more fight and we should be good. Okay, one more. Right. And we encountered the man, the myth, the legend. Step is so strong that he's actually able to revert back a cyborg just by looking at it. Can you believe it? I sure can. Set, run, there we go. And now we set up a few macros. Rika, Sailor, everybody else do their jam. There we go. Run, use a Trimate, a double slash, no foy, and nope. Ray Blade is tempting, but we go to it with Earth Slash. Corrosion, Rika, Disrupt, Ran Attack, Jazz, Air Slash, Ran Attack, and Rune. Human. There we go. You know, it's a bit weird that he has dark technique. Yeah, well, he has dark technique because he mastered every element of the game. He chose to go on the dark side to complement us, to complete our party. So this is simply for this reason. A great addition to our team. And a great fighter. It's perfectly fine. I'm sure everything will go well. Usually, boy. Usually, you would do this dungeon and grind on the way to the top, which is perfectly fine. We understand the principle, but currently we are not doing so. Not because those enemies are not threatening, but as you can see, we may be a little bit strong right now, so the need for additional grinding is not here. There are some monsters that can bug us. For example, this one. It will cause a few running mistakes, and those ones as well. So that's why we will take those fights. Ouch. Vengeance. But that was splendid. We made it to the top. We're lucky. Now we just need to approach the temple and remove everything from set to make him faster. Equip the Lego circlet to rune. Make sure that everybody's healed to full state. Save and enter the place. I can discard the graphite suit. And we can go out. Now we'll have the road to Rycross opened. Oh my god, what's happening? We're in a bad situation now. 4 against 1. That may be hard. Alright. Stardew, you will shift Friendo here. No, hey, wait a second. You will use the power shield instead. Nafoy and the crosscut. I forgot one step. This is fine. Recovery and D-bend, because as you have seen, Dark Force actually hits very hard. Alright, now to resume our programming. The idea is to alternate between a few macros. And when we have this kind of occasion, go all in. There we go. Oh no. This is not a terrible situation. We just need room to do arrows. Arouse. Which will effectively wake up Chaz. There's a neat little something though. If Chaz did not wake up, rather, if he woke up by himself, the status of Chaz actually gets updated. And by that I mean he will lose Saner buff. That's a little bit of a weird thing, but the game is coded that way. So if your character gets waken up by rune with the arrows, you keep your Saner, but if that's not the case, you lose it. So that's why when you get asleep, you actually want them to remain asleep so that rune is able to wake them up. Alright, another bonus round. And we're out of crosscut, which is perfectly fine. So you see, Chaz has woken up. That means he has lost his Saner buff. I choose not to Saner him back because he's not an essential part of the macros. And because I knew that Dark Force 3 was very much true in terms of experience, hit points. Ryukatu Gallery. Whoops. Alright, no need to heal because we'll be having a bonus heal once we step onto right rows. Down, 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 down. Alright, right row. So here we are. This place becomes very treacherous. Most of the fight or most of the enemies here have a way to destroy you one way or another. Of course, now we are stronger, so the risk is just a little bit reduced. But that also means we can die fairly easily, so we need to be careful. Hello, the goons. Hope you are having a great day so far, and I hope that the remainder of your day goes as well, or even better. How are you doing? Alright, so just pick up to chest, and after that we'll be able to resume our trek, our great adventure. There we go. So first of all, the guard sword, next Rika equip the guard shield over the genocide claw. It is not required anymore. Opening to find a hydrofoil, bottom of 4th page. Normally we could enter this place at level 31, at level 27, and we would be good. So being level 31 with Chaz means we are strong. Oh, true. PB is really out of the window now. Alright, so equip room with the guard rod. I cannot because I have too much stuff. I need to discard something. The little shield at this point can go. Equip a room with the guard rod, wood cane, and then the Tuxai shield. Next state, next macro. Rika eliminate, Ren uses the guard rod, room. Dean, Chaz attack. Rika will use the guard rod. There. No what? Crosscut. Rika does Jizar. Recover. Chaz use the guard rod and rune. No what? Ren uses the guard rod. Rika Jirez. No what? And crosscut. There we go. And macro E, everything went well. This will rarely happen into the first boss. Now, Ines, safety save and go back. Okay, so those guys definitely have something against Chav. We are lucky that Rune is here. The Dark Wish is probably one of the weakest enemies you can encounter. Not to say that it's not a rude encounter anyway, but at least it's not as destructive as the Blood Saber. This is by far the easiest fight you can have in this dungeon, so you're not even forced to take it. You can run away, but it's practically a free 1,600 experience points, so why not take it? Oh no, Rika is poisoned. What will we do? Alright, Li Pao gone. If he's alone, that's perfectly fine, but if he has his true brother with him, that can become very problematic. Those guys can be really strong. Alright. Quick heal on Rune, State, and let's go have a chat with Divars. Flare, Planer, use a God Rod, and use the Power Shield. Too fast. Very fine. Flare, D-Band, God Rod, and Crosscut. So this guy has a little trick. He can do either solo attack or AoE. The problem is if you attack him with a skill or a technique, it will trigger his script to nearly always counter with Disrupt Arm, and that's a much more easier skill to handle than his solo attack, which is way stronger. So we trick him into doing Disrupt Arm each turn. Also, the way things are, Rika is doing a Jizzar that is much more potent than what she usually does. So that's a very big boost. There we go. Alright, so I'll need to dump a few pieces of equipment before getting the chest. I use on chat. That would do. 1, 2, 3. Ah, no, we still have too much equipment. There we go. Palmer ring, equip the motor ring, equip the diesel ring. Ring, 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 phone is ringing. Haha. I made a pun, a bad one, but it's still good. Admit it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We have so much stuff. The Blood Saber. The Blood Saber are much more strong. They are able to insta-kill a character with the Volt technique, and they can hurt us pretty badly with their physical. So that's a dangerous situation. All right. So. I can dump that. Jerez Enrica. Everything else is okay. Down. Ow. Use on a boom. There we go. Nearly done with this place. Wow. Good walk. And the salutes. If the Wars was entirely physical, this one is entirely magical. So we need to adopt a slightly different strategy. Barrier, Saner, opening is the same though. And after that, oh, ooh, that hurt. You will primate on rune. You can use the power shield, the what, and crossgun. So yeah, you cannot cheat any kind of counter attack, so you need to be careful. You win, that's actually not too bad. This guy has access to Flyly, Ewan, and also Tender. Tender will do a lot of damage to us. Dum. Otherwise, you just alternate between every macro to make sure that everything goes well. Blindly on anybody but Rune is actually good news. Rune is a little bit weak against fire, so need to be careful about that. Other than that, it's simply managing your hit points while doing damage. There we go. Hey, Negatus. That's pretty rare. Right. 1 ring, 2 ring. Oh, sweet. So Rika will equip the guard claw over the guard shield. Chaz equip the auto ring, the guard shield, and the plasma field. And next, we get out. Ryuka to Silence Temple. And we have a cutscene. So, I'll be right back. All right. So we're back on Desolus to the Esper Mansion, where Rune has indicated that Chaz will see the answer to every question he will have. Which is a good thing, because question Chaz does have a lot. That sounded a little bit like Yoda. Right, so we'll be benefiting at this point from Phantom experience. Meaning by that, every kill that we have will be given experience to everybody that was in our party up to now. So that means that Ren, Rika, and Rune effectively does get 1000 XP each time that I kill a Phantom instead of only Chaz. So that's a nice little bonus here. There we go. Once you're here, you remove your 2 shields. Yeah, that's what I thought. So you use a Trimate. And now you remove your 2 shield. That's important, because if you forget it, Chaz will simply discard the shields equipped. So you might end up losing some really great gear if you choose to do so. And I say discard the shield, that's also true for the sword. If you venture here with the god sword instead, Chaz will discard it for the LCDN, so it will be entirely removed from your inventory. Right, so Chaz is now officially the savior of Algo. Da-da-da-dun-da-dun. Although the true MVP is still Recon. So we just have to get up here and we recut the meats. Because a very niche shop has opened recently, the perfume shop, right here. This place is the only place in the entire Algo galaxy that sells do. So we'll be using it a lot. Plasma claw. Now we sell a lot of stuff. Laco slasher. Size circlet. The Laco dagger. The cyber suit. We keep the reflect shield. Genocide claw. The Laco sword. Dum, 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 dum. Ceramic helm. Do we sell the god shield? Yes, we do. We keep the plasma field. There we go. No, now we buy. And the remaining money on Stardew. Most people are likely to miss it. Because that's not a place that is rather easy to see. We've got to Tyler. If you take the time to chat with everybody, you will hear rumors about this place. So that gives you a big hint about what to do later on, but that's not everybody who does it. The game strongly encourages you to talk with everybody and take notes. Ba-da-bam-bam-bam-ba-dam-bam. Alright, so we have to choose the 5th character. We'll choose Kira because, like I said earlier, she's the second best in a lot of fields. So because of that, she's extremely useful. Wait a second. There we go. Alright, so Kira equip Reflect Shield, Cyclone, and Plasma Field. And now we set up a lot of our macros that will be useful for the remainder of the game. God Rod, Ewan, and Ewan, there we go. Chaz use Reaver. No. Reaver, when Primate, if any. Nefoy, Kira, Ewan, and we got Saner. This is a setup scenario. Nope. Let's do it again. Warla, Saner, Power Shield, and what? There we go. This is healing scenario. Wait a second. That's not at all what I want to do. Stardew. Recover the God Rod. Crosscut. No, what? There we go. So this will be only one character get attack scenario. There. Double slash. Crosscut. And what? There we go. And this is the same scenario, but reduced because no, wait. Flare, attack, and you win. There we go. Now, never forget to step on the healing pad before going to mile. And we are approaching the edge. So the edge is very strong on the PTSD and the bitrate. So there you go. Okay. That was a mean first encounter. Rimpa, Weaver, and have Kira heal our party. There we go. Oh boy. Ow, 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 ow. Come on, guys. Okay, so let's try this one. This happens way more often than you may think. See, for example, the fact that we are stronger means we have a much lower chance of dying, but much lower does not mean none. From this point on, you may encounter little dark forces. They are extremely strong, considered like kind of mini bosses, so you need to deal with them accordingly. Usually, we run away from those. All right, we made it, which is pretty much a miracle, if I may. Double slash. Nofoy, Rune, Efes, and Jazz Crosscut. Nice, we have 3 of those. When Flare, Kira, Nofoy, Rune, Nofoy, Riga, Double Slash, and Jazz Crosscut. And Macro Age is in case something goes very wrong, which is often the case. Middies, Flare, and Double Slash. There we go. Now, if you have any bit of luck remaining, you wish to redeem it, or you wish to spam the chat, feel free to do so, because this is it. This is the fight we've been looking for. Alright, so phase 1, because this boss has many phases, is not terribly hard. This guy can do only solo attack, but those attacks can prove to be deadly, so you need to be careful. Flare, you will use the power shield attack, and Nefoy. Normally I would go the other way around, but since nice, bonus round. Nefoy, attack, and you win. We do so to continue doing damage. We have 3 Grand Cross instead of 2. But we want to keep Rune's TP a little bit. Yes, 3 total. Since Rune is Wow. Normally, the Shadow Breath is extremely strong and will most probably kill someone. Since we are stronger, it hurts pretty bad, but we still survive. So now we need to validate the run. That's extremely important. If we don't do this, the run is not considered valid. So macro A. And you get to see the Crown Cross. Run valid. Hehehe. Alright. Flare, use the God Rod. We will use a little bit of Rika as TP. And Tendel. You want to upgrade your attack a little bit, but not too much, because you don't want to overstay on this phase. Much more threatening attacks, but you also want to spare your best attack for when the occasion arises. That's why we are doing, for example, Tendel and choosing other kind of combos. Which one will I take? This one then. Since we are beginning to approach the next phase, we'll be careful with Ren's hit point. Alright. One Stardew will be enough. Double Slash, that will help us speed through this phase. There we go. Normally it should phase out. And here we are, phase 3, the deadliest of all of the game. Since we are at full hit point, another Grand Cross is in order. The boss will always start at this point with Megid. We hope it does not kill anybody. And we heal. The idea is that we need to be as full as possible between each attack, because there's a very valid chance it will effectively kill us on the next. As you can see, the single attacks are very deadly, Megid is very deadly, and so on. Wow. So, since we have it, another Grand Cross is in order. Kabam. Neat. Bye, rune. Now we need to be wary about many of Profound Darkness skill, especially if she decides to cancel. Canceling will remove every buff on our party, meaning that we'll be very much exposed to Megiddo, which is something you don't want to see. Oh wow, feel free round. Free round. Now, in a normal speed run, these Megid would be much more threatening because they have a chance, even with barrier on, to kill our characters. Oh, another free round. I love it. Usually when Profound Darkness is that much compliant, we have a decent chance at winning the game. Oh, okay. God Rod. Use a Stardew. Ray Blade and... No, that's not true. Air Slash. And... you know what? Let's rinse and repeat. Wow. Ray Blade and what? Also the Ray Blade, because Chad's attacking is actually more important, is actually stronger. Okay, so definitely Profound Darkness is out for blood. Time. Sub 3:30 on a marathon run. That's pretty good. Pretty satisfied. All right. Yeah, that will be probably my time estimate, especially considering that we may do some optional dungeons. So those optional dungeons will fill up for the grinding session, making them a little bit shorter. So that's a good idea. All right, so what I will be doing right now is taking a break to get food because I'm hungry. That won't be a very long break, and after that I will be switching to another